A bada bing, bada bam.
Welcome to this week's Bacon and Mystery, Bacon and Murder episode. And you know what? I was hesitant to do a part 2 on celebrity because there's 12 episodes in this series. But we're back with part 2 of the K-drama Celebrity. I did not know that you guys were going to like part 1 that much. I was a bit hesitant because it's not necessarily a traditional thriller, but there's so much mystery. Like, the deeper that I'm getting into it, I'm going to link part 1 just in case, but here's a quick recap. The number 1 influencer in South Korea is named Ari. She's dead. She died by drowning after her car was, I don't know, either pushed, driven, or fell into a lake. We don't know, but she's supposedly drowned and legally pronounced dead. Or at least that's what everyone thought. Till one day, everyone, not just her social media influencer friends that call themselves the Gabin Society. I guess they're trying to like have that secret society feel to it, right? Not just them though. Their millions of followers. They all get a notification one day that Ari is live streaming. And it's going to be a series of live streams that are going to expose the influencer world in South Korea, the top influencers, the dirty deeds that they've been dabbling in, crimes, homicide even. And also, the pressing question is Ari dead or not? Apparently not. So did someone want her dead? Because that's what she's implying. And why?
She's not dead?
I mean, she's live streaming, interacting with the comments. Dead people can't really do that, can they? And what are these people going to do now, knowing that she's still alive? It seems like something happened. We're about to discover what happened, but everybody wants her dead. Yeah.
What?
Everybody
Okay.
wanted her dead. Like the Gabin Society, so many of them wanted her dead. And with that, let's do a quick character recap, okay? So we've got Ari, the main influencer. Then we have her best friend who's not an influencer. Her name is Junie. And she used to work with her as a sales girl at the skincare company. But now she's kind of like an assistant. Junie was originally the one who also got Ari into influencing. I say like a verb, okay? Junie encouraged her and Ari thought it was dumb. But now Ari's entire life has changed because of social media. Then you have Ari's love interest, Jun, who is a CEO of the biggest cosmetic brand in South Korea. So naturally, like one of those fanfics, he's in his 20s, he's super hot, he likes to rock climb while he takes board meeting calls. Because of course he does. And he's hung up on Ari because she's poor and because she takes the subway and yells at him and doesn't care that he's the richest in their social circle, and he freaking likes that. Then we have Sarah, who is Jun's ex-fiance. We have no idea yet why they never got married and why Sarah married someone else. Sarah is not an influencer. She's a philanthropist. Her parents are old money politicians, so she spends most of her day just organizing charity events, spending time with her kind of dumb looking husband. Yeah, no, you're gonna end up hating him, so it's fine, okay? His name is Tae, but apparently he's not dumb. He's the number 1 attorney in all of South Korea and runs the biggest law firm. And his little sister is a socialite influencer named Chrissy. She's a raging monster and he lets her do whatever she wants. Sarah is trying to kind of be this older sister figure that tells her, hey, maybe you should stop being such a classist, spoiled brat. But Chrissy does not listen. She really is the epitome of rich, evil girl that wants to sue everyone for every little thing and wants to be treated like a princess. Then you have Minnie. Minnie actually went to high school with Ari, where Minnie was not really well off at all. And I think that she's super insecure about it because now she just wants to appear rich nonstop. And she is rich, but like that's her whole thing. All she cares about is like appearing rich, being rich, like who's richer than who. She forces her husband to be a yes man, and she thinks she's genuinely the smartest person in the room. Yeah. There's a few other side characters that we're going to get into, like another influencer named Angela and Gina, but these are like the main ones at play right now. And the last scene that we left off on the part 1 was Ari gets a call to come to the police station. She shows up. It's like all the police in the station are crowded around one desk and they move aside. She's confused what's happening. She doesn't know why she's been called here in the first place. They move aside and Jun, the hot CEO guy, is sitting right there. You're like, why the fork is he sitting right there? Let me explain. Remember how in the first few episodes, Ari had stolen Sarah's dress from her mom's alteration shop, went to the party. Jun mistook her for Sarah, tried to kind of move the neckline of the dress, thinking it was Sarah from behind.
She reported him?
She was going to report him, didn't end up reporting him, but he couldn't stop thinking about her. So he went into the police station, reported himself just because they have to call the witness down then.
Because he miss her?
Because he misses her.
Shut up.
He wants to
dude.
see her. And that is how the episode ends. And the next episode, we open with the police receiving a phone call. So she sits down and she's like, first of all, why is this guy from the party that tried to touch me here, touch her on the neck, okay? Why is he here? Why am I getting called to the police station? And June says, the South Korean police really do know how to track down someone. You said you were going to report me, Ari, so I have been waiting for your call to confirm that you did. But it turns out that you did not report me. I thought you were a stand-up civilian. Why didn't you report me for being a pervert? Is your integrity gone now? I'm sorry, what are we doing here right now? I direct messaged you on Instagram and you didn't respond. So from my perspective, you said you would call the cops on me. You ignored me later. So of course I was intrigued. I wondered what's going on. I turned myself in. I am the suspect. You are the victim. And I just wanted to see your face.
I mean, he's kind of stockish, man.
Yeah. So you turned yourself in to see me. Yes, the police here are very dedicated to their jobs. All the other police detectives, minus the lead detective, they're all smiling and bowing. So clearly his praise means a lot, okay? I'm sorry. What was your name? June? What do you do again? I'm not a molester, if that's what you're wondering. It seems like I struck a nerve. No, not quite so. You were in a dress that I recognized belonged to someone else, but your reaction was very... I still don't get what you want from me at this point. You want me to get down on my knees and apologize for wearing a dress that wasn't mine? Or are you trying to use the cops to intimidate me right now? Intimidate you? Then why else are there 5 million cops in here? Don't tell me they're just for decor. Are you just trying to say that your influence runs deep, that you have so many cops at your beck and call? Look, I don't know how rich your daddy is, but I guess you're pissed to be dissed by some commoner like me. Is that the problem? Is that why you're putting on this shit show? That's why we're doing all of this right now? I had no other meaning than to see you again. But if you feel it's intimidation, I'm not sure. I think you're really leaning into the part of the victim, Ari. Is that your style? Fine. I like being the victim, okay? I'm the victim. You turned yourself in, and guess what? You picked the wrong girl to mess with. Not only am I a victim, I'm a crazy bitch whose life revolves around playing the victim. Is that what you want to hear? Excuse me, sir. Detective, I'd like to report a crime. I'm the victim. He's the suspect. Ari walks out after filing a formal police complaint, and she's fuming. But her friend Junie calls. Minnie, one of the influencers, has posted a picture holding up the product that Ari sells, and the orders are piling in. This is part of her image cleanup, remember? Minnie needs to pretend to be best friends with Ari as a way of,
Yeah.
And it inspires Ari to go meet up with the PR man, Sam. She wants to know how much money she can make as an influencer because she saw one post from Minnie sell out a bunch of her skincare. So she's seeing the numbers. And he tells her, I'll tell you if you follow me. He takes her to a spa to get her hair and makeup done. All of this is free once you get a K. A what? A K, once you get at least 10K followers. As our client, you get free spa treatments here. Well, free is not the best word. Sponsored spa treatments. They have to post a picture. And that's not all. Everything, hair, makeup, spa, facials, medical treatments, all for free as long as you post a picture. People will practically beg you to use their products. Do you see now why everyone wants a K?
What's a K?
10K followers.
Oh, they call it a K.
Before you hit 10K, it's like 9,361.
Oh, a
And then once you
K.
hit 10K, it's like 10K, 11K, 12K. Yeah.
It's a K.
It's a K, okay? You're like, K Jewelers? What's going on? Okay, then he takes her to a clothing store. Try it on. Everything's free. This is just the start, Ari. Once you get into the millions, mini stage, then you're opening up your own brand. You could make a lot. Does she make millions a year? Let me ask you a question, Ari. What do you want from life? Do you want this life, Ari? Bro. Never met an agent like that, okay? Meanwhile, June and Tae, they meet up at a club. Okay, so Tae is the husband, remember? And June is the hot CEO ex-fiance. But Tae doesn't know that his wife used to be engaged to June.
Yeah.
June is asking Tae for legal help because he's had a report filed against him for harassment, and he is the CEO of a major company, so this could be a scandal. But he seems amused. He doesn't seem stressed out about it because remember, Ari did file a formal complaint of harassment, and Tae is stressed. Do you know how bad that is if word gets out? Yeah, it's nothing, but maybe I want it to be something. What? I'll call the police commissioner and I'll figure it out. June leaves early from the club because Tae wants girls brought into the room to party with them. And he's grossed out by the whole thing. Tae is the
Oh,
husband.
Tae is clubbing with other girls.
Yes, he's asking the
Bro.
club bouncer to bring in girls to the private room.
Is that that's okay?
No, it's not okay.
But the June is not telling the wife, which is the ex-girlfriend of his.
yes.
Come on now.
Yeah, and I just want to know why they broke up because I feel a lot of tension between them. Honestly, a bit more tension between them versus him and Ari.
Yeah, if they don't break up,
Yeah.
where is Ari gonna be? You know,
Exactly. So
it's all for the plot.
it's all for do it for the plot. June drives off in his Ferrari for the plot. So the next day, Ari signs with the ad agency. And Sam is the PR guy that was like, do you want this life, Ari? Right?
Yes.
But he's also the agent for Minnie and a lot of the Gavin Society. So he
Okay.
needs to bring them in and make them all friends. Because
Right.
he can't have all these rivals signed under him.
Yeah.
When Minnie walks in through that door, she's pissed. She's screaming, I told you to fix my image, not sign Ari. Are you fucking crazy? Sam walks her out of the meeting room so Ari cannot hear and says, you need her more than she needs you. You need a new best friend, someone with a good, clean image. She's the last thing I need. Right now, listen to me, Minnie. This is your best shot. A best friend that you knew since high school, not just some random we plucked off the street. This is your best shot. Why do people like you, Minnie? Think about it. The 언니 that protects your friends no matter what, that's your image. The ride or die best friend, that's all going down the drain right now. I don't care. I don't think you get it. Me and her, we're not on the same level. Here, look at Ari's feed, Minnie. You've followed others before. They never gained this many followers just by you following them. That means Ari has something people want to see.
What does she have?
I don't know.
Main character
Style,
energy.
like main character energy. We don't know what she has. Probably some sort of like superpower that's gonna come out, okay? Ari shows up at the door. Look, I'm not ecstatic over this whole thing either, Minnie, but I thought if we both win, why not? And I'm sure we can skip the apologies since it's just business. Minnie scoffs, but she agrees. And it's time to put it to the test. Minnie's hosting an event at her pop-up shop and she's invited all of her friends at the Cabin Society. And of course, the other plastics, they show up because it's the idea of if I scratch her back, she'll scratch my back, you know? But when Yuna comes running in late, she's another small influencer. Yuna comes running in late with flowers. 언니, I'm so sorry I'm late. Minnie smiling. Oh, you didn't have to. You're so sweet. And she pulls her in for a hug. Why the hell are you so fucking late? Look at the crowd. I'm sorry. I know my kid was just crying so much. Minnie smiles and she goes around taking pictures with everyone. When Ari shows up, extra late, and the other girls look annoyed. It's like she's trying to make a statement. And the Gavin Society says, what the hell? What is that Ari girl doing here? You don't think Minnie is going to try and get her to join our little club, right? Yeah, over my dead f***ing body. Ari's fake smiling. Minnie's pretending like they're best friends, introducing her to all of the customers at the pop-up. This is my friend from high school. Isn't she so sweet? Yeah, I'm just helping her out because, you know, she's... Anyway, we've known each other for so long. It's so nice to have childhood friends. Ari takes a ton of photos with Minnie. And look, Minnie is a natural at taking these photos. Even if they hate each other, she's like leaning her head on Ari. Ari's still adjusting, trying to force a fake smile, but she just wants to gag. And everyone in the Gavin Society is so confused and intrigued by this newfound friendship because don't these two absolutely despise each other? Sarah is even intrigued. She approaches Ari and says, it seems you two have made up. It's a good thing. The events from that day were troublesome. I wanted to apologize earlier, but never got the chance. Why would you need to apologize to me, Sarah? Regardless of the reason, I was eavesdropping on your conversation with Minnie. No, it's okay. I really should have thanked you anyway for bringing my bag that day. I would have left it in anger. Ari, I'm glad that I can see you again. Let's see each other more often, yeah? And then they hear, oh my God, are you Ari? From the back. Excuse me? I follow you on Instagram. Oh my God, you look so pretty in person. Where is your jacket from? And the whole pop-up goes quiet. And the rich girls are staring at her, annoyed, intrigued, but also pissed and curious to see how she'll respond.
Okay, because a fan?
She already has a fan,
Okay,
a follower.
that's asking her where her jacket is
Yeah.
from. The whole room goes silent.
Yeah. Can I just say, that's wild. I've never seen that happen before. Not that I even...
I bet all the Korean influencers are punching air right now.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Why are they making us look so dumb?
It's giving like high school Pretty Little Liars, like
Yes.
that vibes.
There is a lot of influencer caricatureness in this show for sure. But I wouldn't even say that I'm really in the influencer world. Like I don't go to these events. But when I did once in a while, it wasn't this bad. Like this is like straight up caricature. And she's like this, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's such a cheap jacket." I wonder. I don't know why, and I don't think that this is a Korean influencer thing, but everything about this show is influencers only want to wear designer goods, and they get really upset when they're caught wearing something that's not Chanel. Yeah, so they're all looking at her like, "Oh, she's about to embarrass herself because that's not Chanel 2023." But Ari is very confident. She says, "This, I got it at a subway station. It was so cheap." That's even cooler. It's all about the person wearing it. The way you style yourself. I could have sworn it was like designer. I want to wear exactly what you're wearing. You have such a good sense of style. Which subway station? Curious. Minnie notices and she attaches herself like a barnacle directly onto Ari the rest of the pop-up because she feels like, oh, people like Ari, so I need to attach myself to her. She's taking pictures next to Ari, leaning her head on her shoulder, and at the end of the pop-up, all the customers have left and it's just the influencer girls taking group photos. Everybody is smiling, looking like best friends, but right when the camera clicks off, everybody's rolling their eyes. Let's get out of here. They all walk out, leaving Ari and Minnie alone. And Ari's trying to be nice. Good work today, Minnie. If nobody knew this was my store, they would have pegged you for the main character. Excuse me? So why did you show up so late? You want to make an entrance or something? Never mind. At least help me move my inventory to the parking lot. Excuse me? But Minnie walks off. And that night, Ari sees Minnie posted a picture of them writing, "My best friend. She's been with me since childhood. Such true friends." And her inbox, her DMs, her comments, her photos starts going crazy. So much engagement. And we slowly see her get sucked into the influencer world. And I'm going to sum up this next part because it's not that intense. But anyways, Ari gets invited to a charity event hosted by Sarah. Everybody's going to be there. Now, this charity event is very interesting because like you don't just show up and donate money. You show up to donate old items that you no longer use. Those old items then get sold to the general public and all proceeds get donated. So instead of donating money, you're donating old pieces of like clothing and bags, right? Now, we're talking about the upper echelon society of Korea. So people are donating Chanel bags, high-end jewelry, diamond rings. They're not donating like a shirt from Zara, okay? Yeah. It's crazy. So Ari, she doesn't know that. She's packing up all these cute little knickknacks from around the house that she doesn't use anymore, like snow globes.
Nobody warned her?
No.
Oh my god.
And her and Junie spent so much time, and this is so sad, like picking out all the cute things that they think people would like. What's wrong with people?
Stop it. This K-drama. K-dramas, I tell you.
They show up and Sarah sees what they have and Sarah's so nice. She's like, no, anything is fine. We appreciate any and all donations. Like, here, I can find you a place to set up. Because it's also weird to turn her away.
But then it's like you're announcing it to everyone too, right? This is what Ari brought.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
It's just in like a hotel hallway. So you just set up and then you can walk away.
Got it.
So she's just like, okay, yeah, let me help you set up here, right? Okay. And the Gabin Society shows up and they're all looking at her stuff like she's a loser. Which you're a loser, Gabin Society, but they basically laugh and snicker and bully her so much to the point where she's genuinely embarrassed. And I think that she's just had enough. I think the worst part is she was trying to do something nice for charity and she was genuinely so excited with her and Junie, her best friend. They were picking out like all the cute things that they thought would not be old to the point where people wouldn't want them anymore, but like useful and just not stuff that they love. And then they show up and they're literally getting dragged to filth because they don't donate Chanel bags. And the Gabin Society didn't even donate a bunch of stuff. So they're just like morally skewed hypocrites. And she decides, I don't need to put up with this. She shoves everything back into this like massive suitcase and decides, I'm out of here. And as she's walking out, because the hotel hallways have carpet, and she rushed to get out of there. She doesn't zip up her bag. She trips and falls and her snow globe comes a-tumbling out.
And let me guess.
And then we see 2 feet bloop, 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 walk up and it's June, the hot CEO. Oh my goodness.
And he's going to be like, I'm going to buy all your knickknack for $1 million and donate that $1 million.
No, he did not want any of her knickknacks. No.
Oh.
Yeah. But he does offer her a hand to get up.
Okay.
And everyone is upset. He says very loudly, I've been trying to DM you. You ignore me. And this is what you're spending your time doing instead. Sarah looks a little complicated because Sarah genuinely really likes Ari. And she genuinely wants the best for her. But this is also her ex-fiance. And I think the way that they broke up is complicated. It doesn't look like they just fell out of love and they moved on. So I'm sure it's a very complex feeling. Meanwhile, the other girls are fuming because this is like the CEO of L'Oreal hitting on their hated arch enemy, Nemesis. Yeah, they're pissed. And that night, people had taken pictures of this. Ari's followers hit almost 10,000.
She got a K.
She almost got a K. But back to present time with the Gabin Society. They're falling apart. They know that Ari screwed them up before she died. And now what is she back to do? There's no way she's alive, right? And even with her dead, quote, dead, her live stream, her follower count is growing every day, even in, quote, death. At Minnie's store, a detective walks in. I'm Detective Jay, and I'd like to speak to you about your friend Ari. I know that you two were close before she died. Is there anything you want us to know about her? Minnie's pissed. We were close. Yeah, well, fine, ask away, I don't care. You want to know who Ari was? She was a jealous, conniving bitch. There's nothing that she wouldn't do. She was absolute trash. She made everyone around her miserable. She's an asshole that would step on anyone that got in her way no matter what the cost. How is Ari alive after all of that? I don't know, but I do know that every little thing that came out of her mouth was lies and manipulation. Meanwhile, present time, dead live streaming Ari says, I did start some shit, didn't I? I did shake things up. Maybe they have the right to hate me. There was the Ari incident, wasn't there? So after the charity incident, Ari posted a black screen on Instagram with a long caption that read, if I'm being honest with you guys, I hate getting likes. I hate people saying things like, you're a princess and I wish I were you. Don't say those things to me. Unlike others on Instagram, you guys know I don't need an army to protect me. Now, I would like to ask you, the followers, a question. Why do you feel the need to throw yourself in front of a fight and protect people on this app? What makes them so special? And what makes you think you're not special enough? I'm not interested in that kind of princess treatment. I'm sorry. So save all the praise for the princesses who are desperate for your attention. It's a hot take. Everyone knew that she was talking about the Gabin Society. She's making them look desperate and gross, like they feed off the praise, which they do. But now they're pissed. But Ari's post doesn't even really go over that well, which, it wasn't like a great post. Some comments were saying, what is the point of this message? Like, it just feels very pick me. What is the point of this message if you're posting it to a platform that gets likes? If you don't care for likes, then just don't post. People are saying, just say thank you for having supporters and move on. Jeez. Others accused her of attacking Gabin Society for attention, and the comments are coming in faster than she can read them. And this post did not sit well with a lot of people. So Ari starts freaking out. And then she receives a DM that's very fascinating from an account called BBB Famous. And it says, follow me, let's connect. Ari's intrigued, and it might be the only person that she can connect with that could help her out of this mess. This person doesn't have a profile picture, but they seem like they're heavily invested in the influencer world. So she follows this person back, and the next morning, Ari gets called into an emergency meeting with her agent, Sam, and he's screaming at her. You want to talk about your true feelings? Who the hell brings up that bullshit on social media? Look at all the followers you lost. 3,000 in one night. Meanwhile, the Gabin Society girls all go on the offense, all hopping on live stream to talk about how they barely know Ari, and they're sad that she would say something so mean when they all barely know each other. They said they don't understand what's so wrong with trying to uplift everyone. Why is there such a big problem? She just seems negative. And the viewers agree. Ari is not only losing followers, but she's having hate accounts pop up against her. And in an act of desperation, she messages BBB Famous. Hi, this is Ari. Do you have time to talk? Ding, a response. I'm available. The situation isn't so great on your end, I'm assuming. I've been watching. Ari asks BBB Famous to help her with something. Write an article on Reddit, like a forum post, to talk about the whole situation, questioning why all of the Gabin Society followers are attacking Ari for just speaking her mind. She never called anyone out by name, and that all the Gabin Society followers are mindless haters that'll rip anyone apart if they don't like their faves. And once it was posted on forums like Reddit, people started agreeing. the tides have turned completely again. They start commenting things like the Gabin Society followers are just a bunch of haters that want to hate on everyone that's not part of the society. Everyone starts randomly following Ari because she's almost this symbol of anti-influencer, and they're turning her into an influencer because she's the symbol of anti-influencer, including June, the hot CEO, who keeps liking every single picture of her. And side note, Ari does have an awkward moment where she goes to the convenience store to buy coffee and she's wearing a baseball cap. The girl helping her has her Instagram page open, and it's kind of an odd moment where she realizes that the girl is looking at her Instagram, but the girl doesn't look at her long enough to realize that's Ari. She's just like, oh, it'll be like 8,000원, like it's $8. Okay, bye. And it's like such a weird moment. She runs out of the convenience store, messages BBB Famous, thanking her for her help. But she's curious. But can I ask you who you are and why you chose to help me? It's not important who I am. I do want to help you though, Ari. And she did. Ari's followers are now above 50K. She's gained more. She's gained everything back that she lost and more. And she's even going to dinner with June, the hot cosmetics CEO. Okay, it's not really a dinner. It's more of a settlement conversation. So remember, she was filing a formal police complaint? Yeah, he wants her to take it back. Exactly. So she shows up and she's having dinner with him in like a private room, and the servers are pouring wine. And she announces, I'll withdraw the complaint. I'm a little bit uncomfortable in situations like this, so if you'll excuse me, I don't think we need to finish eating together. And he's like, what's this? You're so quick to accept defeat now? I didn't realize that you were such a big deal. To go up against someone like you would only make my head hurt, and I don't like to fight losing battles. Sorry for the inconvenience. Ooh, and an apology. I am tucking my tail and leaving. Is that what you would like to hear? So, Ari, did you think that you were going to win the fight with Gabin Society? Is that why you posted that, since you don't like fighting losing battles? Excuse me? I follow you. You don't know, you didn't notice. But I want to know what you're doing today and what you're doing tomorrow, and I assume that you share that with your followers. I'm sorry, I don't know what this thing is about, what you're trying to say or do here. You know, they call me the princess maker. It wasn't intentional, but it kind of stuck. Because I date people who are lower on the social bar than I am, and I turn them into princesses.
Jeez,
Bro,
okay.
Okay, I don't know what happened to this guy in like one episode, but like he went from being like this funny comical CEO, like your very typical K-drama, hee hee ha ha, right? To like very, very, what's wrong with this man?
Yeah. So like, do you like it or not?
Not really.
Oh, he's like really aggressive?
He like goes back from like redeeming himself to like not, and it's just weird. It's weird. So one of these episodes you hate him, and then the next one you're like, is he redeeming himself? And then he'll say some shit where you're like, why did you just say that? And she's like, excuse me? Lower. So what do you say? Do you want to try? Are you interested? I'm interested in you, and I suggest that you can see me a few more times to see if you're interested in me.
Oh, so he's like very upfront.
Yeah.
He's like, I wanna,
Yeah, and Ari looks like she's gonna slap him. But instead, we see her going to take insane photo shoots, working with crazy brands. Her following count has been growing because articles are being published calling her the modern day Cinderella, allegedly dating the CEO of the biggest cosmetic brand. So I don't know what happened. I don't know who leaked this news, if he did, if she did, I don't know. But everyone likes her because of her association. And that night, June is hosting a launch party for his company, a new line of makeup, and Ari, of course, is invited. And so is Sarah, his ex-fiance. Which, side note, I will say it just like escalated really quickly. She posted this blank screen on Instagram. Somehow articles are being written that she's potentially dating June, and now she's basically like one of the top influencers. Happened literally in the span of like 10 minutes. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, his ex-fiance, Sarah, who, by the way, her husband, again, like I said, has no idea that they're dating. He nicely asks his wife, Sarah, to talk to June about the rumors that he's dating that Ari girl. And he says, you're his friend. You went to college with him. He might listen to you. Tell him it's time to start dating someone on his own level, you know, someone more suitable.
Why does he care?
He's the attorney for the cosmetics brand. Yeah, I don't know why he cares. Yeah, Sarah nods, but she's fuming also because like that's a really gross way to talk about people. Meanwhile, Minnie, the annoying influencer, is standing outside the event waiting for someone or something, I don't know. And she sees a Rolls Royce drive up and Ari gets out.
Just Ari?
Just Ari. What the hell is this? What is what? What, did you come onto the CEO or something? Are you sleeping with June? Is that why you're getting special treatment? A driver and everything? And tell me why I should respond to you. That's something that only close friends share, isn't it? And from what I know, our fake online friendship is over. She walks past Minnie, literally bumping her in the shoulder, and heads inside, where the other members of Gabin Society are standing around pissed. I heard Arya is getting paid to be here.
You know what I like?
Yeah.
This whole thing is just run on jealousy.
Yeah.
There's like not even something deeper than that. It's just surface level jealousy. Like,
Yes.
you are more popular. Bump you.
Okay, that is where I was getting frustrated, right? Because I think jealousy is a very realistic emotion, but every person is jealous
Yes.
to the point where they're willing to burn their own house down
Yeah.
for the sake of jealousy, which doesn't feel like real jealousy.
Yeah, it's like
It doesn't feel nuanced. It's just like very
Surface.
pure caricature stereotype
yeah.
characters.
I'm like, why do they hate each other? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just jealousy.
Yeah. But like, you know what's crazy? I be watching it and kind of eating it up like, damn, that's what these influencers be doing. And then I'm like,
What?
wait a damn minute. Is that what they're doing? I don't know. Yeah. It is entertaining though for some reason.
Okay.
But like, you know, it does run, it's a little nonsensical for sure. Anyway, I think we can all agree the feeling after 9 hours of wearing makeup, you come home, wash it off, you feel like your face can finally breathe. That is one of the best feelings in the world. But what if? What if there is makeup that feels like your skin is already breathing? Because it's made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, but it's still high performance and has uncompromising standards. That is Thrive Cosmetics. They're 100% vegan and cruelty-free. And if you haven't heard of Thrive Cosmetics, I feel like you've likely seen their award-winning mascara on social media. They're super viral. The turquoise tubes, I love that mascara. But the best thing is I have super sensitive eyes, so a little bit of mascara that my eyes do not like, I can get a sty so quickly. And I've been so good recently. And I think it's all in the makeup that I've been choosing. Thrive is one of those brands that's like, we can do it all. So not only are they creating amazing makeup that feels and looks great, but they're also giving back. For every product purchased, they donate products and funds to help communities thrive. And if you're like, yes, where do I go? Let me give you some tips, okay? The Brilliant Eye Brighteners, they're my favorite of all time. It helps brighten my eyes, helps me look way more awake. You can even just use it as an eyeshadow for that perfect daytime glow look, or they come in metallic colors that are really, really mesmerizing. There's 16 shades, so you'll find one or like 16 that you love. They're all so good. It's really, really easy to blend. It's super easy to use. Oh, and the Liquid Lash Extension Mascara, the one that I was telling you about, it lasts all day, but it slides right off with warm water and a washcloth. You don't even need soap. It doesn't clump, smudge, or flake during the day, and their lipsticks are also really, really good, especially if you work or talk a lot. They do not fade fast, which is a huge pet peeve of mine, and they feel super nourishing. So cozy up your look with Thrive Cosmetics, luxury beauty that gives back. And right now you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/bake. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/bake for 20% off your first order. They're like, I heard Ari is getting paid to be here. Is that true, Chrissy? You know June a bit more. Isn't he close with your sister-in-law? I heard that he finally started an Instagram account and all he's following is Ari and nobody else. No, there's just no way. Meanwhile, Ari walks in and there's this actress. We're going to call her Senna. Senna walks up to her. This is like a A-list actress walking up to Ari, excited to see her. While June, the CEO, watches from the second floor, glass down window of his office because of course he does. Sarah walks into his office and both of them watch from the upstairs window. And Sarah says, Ari's a good person. So if you're back to your games, then quit. Don't mess with her. A lot of people were hinting throughout this episode that June gets super obsessive with girls and then puts them on a pedestal. And the assumption is that he just kind of like leaves them. He just kind of hurts them afterwards, right? And he says, so you like her too? I guess we have something in common, Sarah. Besides, you turned out just fine. Well, maybe because I wasn't the one playing games that time. If I recall correctly, Sarah, I was the one that got hurt. Where is this coming from, sir? Okay? They both look down to see Ari talking to the actress Senna. Sarah says, Senna's contract is up, isn't it? She's likely talking to Ari to get to you. And we see downstairs Senna asking Ari, so what about dinner with, and you should bring your boyfriend June. I heard you guys are dating. Because I'd love to get to know you more, Ari. It's a very cheap play and everyone can see right through it, including Chrissy, who's kind of a bobblehead. Chrissy and Senna used to be best friends.
Who's Chrissy again?
Chrissy is the Sarah's sister-in-law, the really bitchy one. And she waltzes over and splashes red wine all over Senna. She's really pissed. And she says, "You stupid, I've known you since you were a third grade talentless loser signed to a no-name agency. And now that your contract is up, you think that you can step over me and ignore me and suck up to bitches like Ari? Maybe you both have something in common. Both of you guys are bottomless nobodies."
I'm so sorry. Why is she mad?
She's so mad. So apparently Senna was talking to her before. And then when she saw Ari walk in, she like ran for Ari.
So for those reasons, she's like, red wine.
Yeah. And Senna's like, "Do you not know who I am, Chrissy? I'm not going to put up with this type of behavior." Chrissy says, "Do you know who the I am?" And Ari smirks. Ari's like, "And who are you?" What did you just say? It seems like you don't know who you are. So you just keep going around asking everyone if they know who you are. My family? Tell me who you are, not your family. Chrissy walks up to Ari and starts pushing her on the shoulder, which this in Korean language is homicidal intent. You get your index finger and you push someone on the shoulder. Oh, you know what's worse? The forehead. Okay, you do that, someone's gonna die. Someone's gonna die today. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It's a very specific thing. It's worse than punching someone in the face. It's worse than slapping someone on the face.
Do parents do it to kids or no?
No,
Really?
it's like the equivalent of spitting on someone's face. It is the
What?
bottom of the disrespect level. This is like, I don't have an ounce of respect for you, even as a human being type level.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it says more about the people who do this than
Well, yeah,
the
of
action,
course.
but it's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, Chrissy walks up to Ari and starts doing that on the shoulder. And she's like, "Hey, you stupid, you can't see straight these days? Think you're hot shit because June is backing you? You're a crazy bitch. The only reason he's talking to you is because..." Sarah runs in and grabs Chrissy's arm. So we have no idea the only reason June is talking to her. Sarah says, "Chrissy, stop. You're causing a scene. This will only hurt you." "Anya, let go of me. This bitch started it first." People are watching Chrissy. Are you okay with that? Chrissy looks around to see phones out everywhere, recording her. She snatches her arm back from Sarah and storms out of there. Sarah goes to wipe off some of the wine off of Senna, and she says, "I'm sorry. Let me apologize." "Oh, it's okay, chairwoman. It's okay. Sorry. I'm just so shocked right now. If you follow me to my car, I have a new set of clothes. Come with me." So Sarah takes Senna to go change, and as she's walking back into the venue, we see Ari and June come out separately, and all of them are stopped in a triangle in front of the venue. And Ari thanks Sarah for helping her again. And it's always her, it seems. And Sarah smiles and offers to be a friend. And June interrupts and says, "So does this mean that we're all friends now?" And we see back to present time, Ari is live streaming. Sarah is talking to the police because Ari is technically supposed to be dead. And Sarah tells them, "I really liked Ari. I really did. I wanted to protect her and help her until she did what she did." And we see Chrissy in present time crying on her live stream, telling her followers that Ari doesn't even deserve to live. If she's alive, she's a horrible person and deserved to die in that lake. She murdered a person. Ari is a killer. She murdered the person that did everything for her.
The little sister?
Yeah.
Chrissy is saying that Ari killed someone.
Yes, before she drowned in a lake. And in current time, Ari is live streaming and says, "I did do that, didn't I? Kill someone?" And we cut to the three of them, Ari, June, and Sarah, standing in front of the event. Ari is alive in the present time. Sarah is alive. Does that mean June is dead? Now back to after the event. This is still in the past. We're trying to figure out what's going on, right?
Yeah.
We're back in the past. And Ari shows up to a meeting with June after the event. And it seems like an arranged meeting, you know? And he keeps asking her for spending time with her. But this time she ends up showing up with her best friend Junie, and he's pissed. He said, "And did you get my consent or permission to bring a third party?" "Excuse me? I mean, I understand it's a little inconvenient that I didn't warn you before, and I should have told you earlier, but we were working together and it was past lunchtime, so I decided that she needed to eat as well, so I assumed it would be all right." "Well, I will not be agreeing to the terms. Your friend can eat here and the two of us can leave. Thank you." And he storms out of the restaurant. And Ari's chasing after him like, "Hey, wait up. Look, I get that me bringing my friend was inconvenient and uncomfortable for you, but how can you be like that in front of people? I'm sorry. People are more than capable of eating alone, are they not? Are you saying that is something that is too difficult for your friend to handle, which would be insulting to your friend? And I did not give you consent to change our arrangement of meeting today. It was supposed to be just us two. So let's go. I don't think any other restaurants are going to be open for reservations, but we can eat at my house. He opens the door to the Ferrari and ushers Ari in, who looks pissed. She's sitting in the car. They drive to his massive mansion in Seoul. And as he's walking into the house, this is the scene that's viral on TikTok. A housekeeper is crouched behind him like a tiger.
The shoes?
The shoes! And as he's walking, she's reaching out her hands, waiting for the moment. And then she snatches it. She holds one shoe down. His feet expertly lift off. And then she grabs the other shoe and his feet lifts off. He doesn't even take off his own shoes. He doesn't even stop for a millisecond
It's
to
like
let...
when Iron Man returns home, you know how Iron Man just walks into his house? But instead of a machine, it's a human that's taking off his clothes.
And Ari looks like she wants to throw up. It's ridiculous. She sits down to eat steak and June is like, just like last time, you haven't touched your food. Is it the food that is not to your taste, or do you hate eating with me? If you don't like the food, I can... No. It's not that. I was just deep in thought. I wonder how long it took. A month? 3 months? A year? I'm not sure I follow. The woman. How long do you think it took her to practice taking off your shoes? To learn how to do that?
My question too.
I'm not sure the exact time, but I imagine it took a considerable amount of time, as she knows that mistakes are not allowed. But that's not what you really want to say, is it, Ari? Perhaps you feel contempt. You want to ask, how can he live like that? To be honest with you, as far as back as my memory goes, this is just how things have always been. And I always thought other people lived like this too, till I realized, of course, that they do not. So yes, it did make me a little bit uncomfortable, but I knew that I couldn't change the rules of the world that I belonged to. And then I realized there is no need to change the rules. There's no need to change the rules. This is their job, Ari. This is their livelihood. And regardless of if you believe it or not, they take pride in aiding to high society. That's the truth that I learned. So I adjusted. Now it doesn't bother me. Does this explain some of the criticism you feel towards me? I never intended to criticize you, June. It's your life. These are your choices. But since we're on that topic of choices, the relationship proposal, I would like to reject. Not that how you live is wrong, but it's not the way that I would choose to live my life. And it's all preference, isn't it? This place, your life, is full of things that I definitely don't want for myself. But just so you know, I was planning on rejecting you in the first place. What do you think it means when I brought my friend to our meeting? That I have no interest in eating a meal together, just us two. And the only reason I came here, to your house, I wanted to see how the rich live, what the inside of their house looks like. But I hope that you can, as an adult, you are capable of eating on your own, right? Then I'll get going.
So I'm gathering this rich CEO wants to date her for some specific reasons.
It seems like he has an obsessive personality. And
that's it?
Is the vibe I get so far. And maybe it'll turn into real love because it's a K-drama, but who knows?
Oh, okay.
Ari bows and leaves, and June is smiling, but also looks kind of pissed. Ari goes home to message a different person, her real interest right now, BBB Famous. BBB Famous has been telling her all the secrets of the Gabin Society. Angela, prominent member of the biggest church in Gangnam, worked as an escort before this and is still doing work even though she's married and her husband has no idea, and she is all about religion and probably still dabbles in a lot of other things like drugs. Gina, the other influencer, sells fake designer bags to her fans, trying to tell them it's secondhand. Minnie's husband scams people at his supercar dealership. And current time, Ari says, I should have known it was suspicious. BBB Famous, the one who knew everyone's secrets but still refused to tell me their name. Who are they? What do they do? And the biggest question, are they even telling me the truth? But BBB Famous would just tell her that she's a fan and she wants to see Ari get big because the others, they got their following from privilege and or connections. They wanted Ari to get famous by earning it through her blood, sweat, and tears. Ari decided in that moment, she did want to do it. She wanted to be famous. She wanted to succeed. So she decides to go into Dongdaemun to buy some wholesale clothes to take pictures in. She's going to try and follow in the footsteps of all the other top influencers, start her own clothing boutique clothing line. And after that, she goes to the club with Angela. Angela is one of the influencers, the one that's like an escort, but also like married and religious, right? She's gathered everyone here today and she told Ari that Chrissy, the little sister, wants to make a truce. All the Gabin Society girls, they just want to talk to Ari and make a truce and like forgive and forget, right? And it'll be fun. Like we don't have to fight each other. We're all in the same industry, right? So they're sitting in this private room at the club when Chrissy walks in and she starts smashing bottles. She's pissed. Why the hell is this here? We're not on the same level. I don't want to forgive her. And Ari runs out pissed and Angela's chasing after her. And she's like, you told me that Chrissy wanted a truce. I know. And she will soon. Clearly not. Next time, don't invite me if you don't know what you're talking about, Angela. Look, just hold on. I have a plan. Soon she's going to be in a really good mood. She's going to mellow out and be so happy and it'll be good. Ari looks confused, but then she sees 4 men walk into that private room where they were just in with an aluminum briefcase. Interesting. Angela calls Ari back into the room and Chrissy is super, super high on. She doesn't even recognize Ari, but thinks that she's cute enough to be her friend.
So the box was...
Yeah, they're all doing drugs.
What is going on?
She tries to take selfies with Ari, but they come out really blurry and the whole side of it is bad. She looks up. And the other girls are high. They're trying to dry hump the guys that are passed out for whatever reason. And it's really sad. And also, drugs are insanely illegal in Korea. It is not like the Western world. Like you smoke marijuana... That is the devil's lettuce. You're going to prison for a very long time. Meanwhile, June asks Sarah to meet up with him at a restaurant. So much is going on, but they're all going to collide into one explosive night, okay? So June is sitting there alone at a restaurant with Sarah, and she says, you know, the sight of us two alone here doesn't really look too good, does it? It doesn't? We're old friends, Sarah, aren't we? Why did you want to meet with me? I just wanted to talk about Ari. I can't seem to get her out of my mind. She keeps picking fights for no reason, being rude, and I like her. But she hates my guts, and that makes me want to know more about her. I thought, you know, this isn't my first rejection. I should know how to handle it, considering you up and left me for no reason. Don't worry, I am not calling you out all these years later to ask about your reasons, about why you left. And Sarah's annoyed. You haven't changed, even a little. It's still why I left and how you were hurt. But the truth is, I might have been the one to leave, but you, and in that moment they hear, honey, Sarah's husband, Tae, arrives. And now all of them are sitting down for a drink. June makes up an excuse of how he wanted to meet up with Sarah to ask if she can get a meeting with her dad in for him. And Sarah smiles and she grabs her phone to excuse herself, but she gets an alert. On Instagram, Chrissy posted one of those up photos of herself and Ari. Ari doesn't look up, but she's in it, and Chrissy looks up. Sarah starts rushing over to the club. She knows which one it is. Tae is in damage control, canceling all of his meetings for the rest of the night because he's got to figure out what to do. Everyone's going to know that she's on drugs if they see that picture. It's bad.
It's already posted.
Yeah. June looks confused, but also he seems to know what's going on. Meanwhile, back at the club, Ari is pissed. She opens up the briefcase, and sure enough, she slams Angela up against the wall. Are you f***ing insane? What the hell are you doing? What? You don't know how to have fun a little? What the hell is wrong with you guys? Look, this is the whole reason we're all part of high society. What's the point if you can't even do shit like this? Let loose, de-stress, have fun. High society? You think you can just do drugs? Look around, Ari. We eat different. We dress different from normal people. You don't think the way we play should also be different? Jesus Christ, you're such a buzzkill. Ari said that was the moment that she realized just how privileged these people were. It was not about money. It was not about designer clothes. They had no concept of consequences. And right at that moment, Sarah runs in through the door. She tries to grab Chrissy and slap her on the face, but Chrissy is too high to even listen. Sarah keeps asking her for her phone. We have to take down the photo. But Chrissy's just smiling in La La Land. Ari walks out, and in the hallway, she runs into June. So my life is not something you prefer, but this is the lifestyle you like? Well, Ari, I think you should hear my response to your rejection. I take back my initial offer of dating you. I also would not like to be like you. I don't mess with trash. And he's about to walk away, but Ari is pissed, and she screams, hey, stop, don't walk away from me. And Ari is staring at him when he turns around, and right at that moment, a scream comes from inside the private room. They rush in, and one of the men is on the ground, and the club manager is giving him CPR. Everyone's freaking out. The man is not breathing. June throws the manager off and starts doing CPR himself. Ari's freaking out, but collects herself enough to grab her phone and starts dialing 911. But right at that moment, Tae, the lawyer husband, walks in, snatches the phone, turns it off, and says, "What are you fucking crazy, trying to kill us all?" Everyone kind of bows to him, and he starts ranting, "The dipshit of a little sister I have. Jesus, she finally did it, didn't she?" June tells everyone this guy needs medical attention ASAP. The club managers look at Tae. Get him through a route with no CCTV cameras, back entrance. Everyone get moving now. Everyone starts cleaning up the evidence. Tae pushes Sarah out of the room. Go home. What about the man, honey? That's my mess to clean up. Go home now. She's like hesitating because she doesn't want to leave. She's worried about that guy. Do you know who I am? I said I'll take care of it. And he pushes his wife out. No discussions, nothing. Point blank, get out. Ari hears it all. And she says, we can't do this. We have to call the cops. He's dying of an overdose. The club manager comes up to her. Report it? Are you fucking crazy? Even if you weren't using, you were still in this room, you idiot. You really think that you're safe? So fucking crawl your way out of here if you can't handle it and don't look back. And now it is day 4 of Sohari's Dead or Alive live stream. So this is the story she just recounted on her live stream. And one of the cops slams open the door into the police commissioner's office. We have to investigate. It's no longer about if this person is alive. It is a full-blown drug trafficking case now. She has told a story on live stream and everyone involved needs to be investigated. The police chief looks at him and says, and what kind of case would this be exactly? What grounds do we have to investigate? A ghost testimony? Sir, the story in the live stream is incredibly detailed. We at least have to investigate to see if it's true or not. You said that woman died 3 months ago. Are you a shaman now? Why do you care what the spirit has to say? What if she's not dead, sir? Then bring her here alive. Look, she's legally pronounced dead. So bring her. Sir, does this have anything to do with you being friendly with the Tae family? What did you just say to me? With all due respect, do you think that I don't know that you're close with them? Officer H, I suggest you shut the hell up immediately. What do you think you're accusing me of, huh? Back to the past, Chrissy is being taken out the back door into a tinted SUV so nobody knows that she was there. Her manager is calling the agency, the ad agency or whatever the agency, management agency, to have them flood her account. They're flooding it with random ass pictures of everything, everyone, like slurs, they're doing everything. Blow up her feed, make it look like she was hacked. So this photo gets buried. There's going to be too many photos for people to focus on. Ari goes out to see everyone in the back running into cars, and Sarah tries to grab her to bring her into the car. And she pulls back and says, so this is it? We're just going to cover it up? We need to call the cops. We can't leave him like this. One of the club managers walks up. This fucking bitch, shut the and he raises his hand to slap her, but Sarah screams, how dare you raise your hand to her? And he bows in apology to Sarah and walks off. Ari, please, I don't have time or an excuse right now, but I promise you, I will make sure that he's not hurt. Please, I promise you. And right at that moment, an ambulance pulls up. And so Ari gets into the car. Sarah goes home to wait for her husband, Tae. And when he walks in, she says, so how did it go? How is the man? He's fine. He's in shock, but he's going to be fine. Are you sure? Isn't it obvious, Sarah? If he was worse, we would all be screwed. Where's Chrissy? She's staying at our place so your mother doesn't find out. She's in the study. When is she going to finally grow up? I mean, nobody told her to stop doing drugs. Just do it like everybody else at the right time, at the right place, with just the right amount. How hard is that to ask of someone? Sarah looks so irked by her husband because Sarah's kind of like a moral compass girly, okay? And he says, and how well do you know Ari? Ari? Look at how close she was to calling the police. What's her background? Is she at least somewhat aware of what's going on? Can we talk to her? I'm asking, can she understand us at her level? Basically saying like the rich people have different levels and like... Ari goes home and she's about to call the cops, but her friend drags her in front of the apartment and shows her post. The picture she posted wearing the clothing, it blew up and everyone wants her to start her own store.
Wait, what picture?
Remember she went to the wholesale market and bought clothes and that picture she posted wearing it blew up and everyone's like, are you selling this? You need to sell this right now. And Ari knows if she decides to report the incident with the man at the club, she would lose all of this before it even got started. So she doesn't call that night. The next morning, she goes to meet up with Sarah, and Sarah lets her know the man is fine, which is a relief. Sarah also says she feels so ashamed at how she handled the situation. I understand, Sarah, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I think in your shoes with all the people involved that I was close to, if I were you, I would have done the same thing. But right at that moment, Sarah looks concerned. The door slams open and in walks Tae, the lawyer husband, and June, the hot CEO. And everyone looks confused except for Tae. So it looks like Sarah, Ari, and June didn't know that they're all meeting each other. It was arranged by Tae. Sarah's like, honey, what are you doing here? You said you were meeting with Ari, so we came. Ari, yesterday was so hectic, wasn't it? June is like, Hyung, what are you doing right now? Ari gets up to leave, but Tae sits down and says, enough formalities. Let's just get through business here. Sign this. Honey, cleanup needs to be meticulous, Sarah. Ari is looking at the folder. And what exactly do you want me to sign? Sarah and June both look disgusted. Is this about last night? Are you trying to get me to sign like an NDA? You catch on quick. Then you should also catch on what's coming your way if you sign. I saw that you're starting a clothing business. Money's needed for something like that for inventory, is it not? I'm sure this will help as long as you sign one document. An NDA? Compensation? Why exactly would I need that? What right do you have to ask me of that, and so rudely? Aren't secrets only there to burden the sinners? I'm not a sinner. I did nothing wrong. I thought this was going to be a meeting to apologize to one another. I didn't expect to be confronted with such revolting threats. Ari, there seems to be a misunderstanding. My wife and I aren't here to apologize, nor are we here to threaten you. Sarah says, honey, just stop, enough. It's more like we allow you to be here. So let's end it while the offer is still here and it's beneficial for you. You said you're not actually dating June, right? So what's with this sheer confidence? Status, one's class, one's place, you know that, right? Finally, June steps in. Hyung, I think that's enough. It's been enough, so let's end it here. June grabs Ari and walks out with her. Meanwhile, Sarah is pissed. Is that why you wanted me to meet with Ari? So you could ambush her in front of all of us? Tae said, look, I looked into her. Her status is bad. It's too low. I did my best to try and be considerate, end things on a good note. But what, a revolting threat from me? Yeah, that's exactly what you did, honey. And you are a joke. Sarah storms out of the room too. But in the elevator, I thought Ari and June were going to have a cuter moment. But no, June goes, what Tae said in there was harsh, but he was right. You're not in a position to say no. I understand you, Ari, but if you keep doing what you want to do, you're going to get hurt. Ari says, I always do what I want. And right now, I don't want to spend another second alone with you in this elevator. She presses a button to get out early and storms out of there. June rushes to the basement to get his car, drives up to the front where he knows she's going to be walking out, corners her and puts her up against the wall with his arm extended. And he says, fine, I'll try a new approach then. You don't want to spend another second with me, but you need to change the way you think because I am the only reason that you're safe right now. I can do whatever I want without fear of what happens. That does not go for you. So that is why you still need to listen to me. Basically saying, the only reason Tae can't do something to her is her loose connection with June.
Okay.
But the minute that's gone,
what are they going to do?
We don't know. I mean, he just covered up a potential drug overdose. So genuinely, we don't know what this guy is capable of, right?
Okay.
So just listen to me for once, okay? Sarah walks out and she sees them having this seemingly intense, intimate moment. And she looks stressed. And her husband walks out behind her and is watching her, watching them. And he starts putting two and two together, you know? Anyway, June goes to meet with Tae and threatens him to leave Ari alone. And he says, I know where the guy is, the one that overdosed. Kim Min plastic surgery. How bad is it? I'm assuming Sarah and Chrissy definitely don't know. What is he, in a coma? Is he brain dead? So he told them that everything's fine.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's not fine. And he's being held at a plastic surgery office.
Okay.
And Tae says, June, I like you, you know? And I really wish that you wouldn't overstep boundaries. All I'm saying is, Hyung, all of this for drugs. Maybe that's a big deal for ordinary people, but not for us. It should have been an easy cleanup. But why would you step in if it's so easy? I wonder, maybe it's not so trivial after all. So much so that you would need to clean up Ari afterwards too. So he's saying this whole thing is not about drugs.
What is it about?
We don't know. He's hinting that Tae has a different motive of cleaning this up. Maybe that guy knows something. Maybe the club knows something about him. But it would be so easy for them to just, I guess, dump his body and make it seem like a person who just does drugs, no association with them. And Tae says, what the hell are you saying to me right now? I'm just saying, consider it a warning, Hyung. Good luck with your cleanup. And I suggest you leave Ari out of it. We find out that the plastic surgery clinic that he's referring to is the doctor husband of that small influencer, Yuna. Do you remember her?
Yes.
So everyone's in shit. Meanwhile, Ari's clothing store is killing it. She called it Ari and. Her clothing brand is getting more followers than some of the girls' main accounts. She's doing really well. They're getting like 10,000 orders per drop, but Ari wants to turn it into something bigger. She wants to turn Ari and into a designer store. Not like price-wise, but she doesn't want to just buy wholesale. She wants to design clothes from start to finish, handle production, everything. But right now, Ari is in the sewer. She got all of her first orders in. She rushes to the wholesalers to purchase the items that she already has a slip for, so she already pre-ordered it, but they're all blacklisting her. They refuse to sell her a single piece of clothing, even though they already have that contract where she pre-ordered it.
So someone sabotaged?
Yes, but who?
Tay.
She asks, and it's a place called Besta Room. It's run by a random influencer by the name of Yuri, who exclusively bought everything from these Dongdaemun's shops. And Ari is so pissed. She asked BBB Famous about her. Customers are pissed at Ari. They're canceling their orders because other people have the same exact clothes and they're like, why? I thought these are your clothes, but now there's the same exact clothes. They're calling her a scammer. They're saying, well, if this Besta Room, this influencer is saying it's exclusive to her, then how are you going to plan on selling it to me? Arya is pissed and she shows up to Besta Room to talk to Yuri, the girl who screwed her over. And for what? Guess who put her up to it? Minnie. Yuri is in her office when Ari storms in. And what the hell is this? I'm Ari. Okay. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I don't recall. I know you know me. You stole all my items like a little snake. Whoa, honey. Such strong words. You listen to me. You think I'm going to sit here and take this? I don't think so. You better watch your back. I know your kind. You abuse what tiny little power you have to belittle, torture people, and you are pathetic. It's sad, really. So be ready, because I'm not just going to sit here and take it. This girl is crazy. So her friends are in her office because they're about to play a round of poker. And she's looking at her friends like, no wonder Minnie wanted to take you down. A girl that doesn't know her place is dangerous. Yuri is ranting, but Arya is zoning out. Minnie is the one that did this. What, Ari? You're pissed? Life is unfair? This is unfair? You feel like I'm abusing my power? Yeah? Well, if you're upset about it, then you succeed. I fought tooth and nail to get up here, so I can do all of this shit to people like you. If you want to do the same thing, work hard, get up here, and do it to others, you crazy bitch. Who talks like this?
Everyone, man. This whole show is...
Yuri sits down to play poker with her friends, and Ari sits down. You're dismissed. What the hell are you doing? There was an empty spot and it's more fun with more players, no? I know how to play. Deal the cards. They start betting all the way up to like 50K, and Yuri thinks Ari is insane. What is this, a sick game? A power play? That's how much you charge, right? 25K? What? To whore yourself out to powerful people in the industry? You fought tooth and nail to get here, Yuri? By sleeping with those men, your VIPs? Well, guess what? I'm fighting tooth and nail right now to get to the top. So answer me this. Do you think you can stand in my way? You crazy bitch. I never did that. I never sold my body like that. How dare you pull some bullshit lies out of your butt? Ari doesn't care, and she flips her cards. And she won the poker game. Honestly, she just got lucky. But on her way out, she gets even more lucky. She runs into the man that's delivering all of the wholesale clothes to Besta Room, but she recognizes him. Ari, it's me. I used to work for your father's factory, Uncle Greg. Oh my God, Uncle Greg, how have you been? And they reconnect, and Uncle Greg has his own clothing factory. He is the manufacturer for most of the wholesalers. And she is about to partner with him to create her own exclusive clothing line and make all these canceled orders right. But still, her reputation is kind of in the gutter. Even if she can make it right, it's still a scandal. So how is she going to fix it? It all starts with Angela. This is the religious one that has a husband that brought her to the club, but also is engaged in sex work. She shows up wearing a tight dress, sunglasses, and she knows exactly which room she's supposed to be going to. But when she gets to the door, it's unlocked. And she walks in. Hello, it's Angela. Why are you hiding? Don't be shy. I'm so much prettier in person. And out walks Ari. Ari, what are you doing here? $20,000? Too much to pass up, right? Higher than your normal rate of $15,000? What the hell are you doing right now? You dragged me to a party. What's wrong with me calling you for a party like this? Immediately, Angela looks like she wants to kill Ari. And then instantly she changes her face and is on her knees. Please save me. Please save my life. You have no idea how sad and pathetic my life is. My husband won't give me a single penny. He keeps telling me that once he's dead, all of his money will be mine, but I need to live a little while I'm young. People live till like 100. When do you think he's even gonna die at this point? Please, my life is so rough. It's so hard. Please just have some pity. Please have some empathy on me. Don't tell anyone. Your life is hard and rough? Yes. This outfit right here, $5,000. But if I post it online, I can never wear it again. Or else they'll know that I'm re-wearing it. And I can't ever do that. And this bag, this Hermes bag, do you know that it only counts if you have it in all the colors? You can't just have one. I mean, I can't do that unless I do this type of work. I can never keep up. So please, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. But please, please forgive me. Go easy on me, please. Live your life how you want. I'm not here to judge. But there is one thing I need from you. Yes, anything. And that is how Ari shows up front row seat at the Balmain show, seated right next to Sarah and Chrissy. She wanted Angela's ticket. The show starts and the models start strutting out, and it's clear that Ari is there for a very specific reason, because afterwards she goes backstage and starts talking to one of the top models. Chebam. Boom. Ari hands her a bouquet of flowers, and Ari's wearing this expensive Balmain jacket, but she's paired it with clothes that is from her uncle's factory. Mm-hmm. And the model is like, oh, I like how you styled that. That's the Balmain jacket, right? But where's the skirt from? It's actually my own clothing brand. Really cute. And this is where it doesn't make sense. This model starts posting pictures of Ari on her Instagram feed to 5 million followers, promoting Ari's clothing brand.
Posting with her?
Yes. Promoting Ari's clothing brand.
Because she really likes her. Or the clothing.
Yeah, so everyone's either really, really nice in the show or really evil. Like Sarah is so nice. Yeah. Chebam is so nice. And then everybody else is really evil. Yeah, There's not a lot of like normal characters in this show.
For no reason. Everybody has like just either evil or nice for no reason.
Yes, and then like the way that the show let it up, it's like Ari has this masterful plan at the Balmain show. But it was like such a random...
Here's a flower.
Yeah, and then she's like,
friends?
oh, nice skirt. Where's your skirt from? And then she's like, actually, the skirt is my own brand. And then she's like, cool, let me post about it. It was really weird. Okay? But now Ari is killing it, and she's about to open up her own store. But she's got one more card she needs to play. She sends June a business proposal with a collaboration. Her clothing company and the cosmetic company can have a collaboration of face masks. She goes to a meeting with him and says, we're a small brand. I didn't expect you to be the one to take this meeting, but we will do the work of keeping up the supply and demand. We worked hard to develop the face masks. I've been testing them for months. June gets up and says, let's go. Excuse me, please. I'm not done with my Do you think I'm going to be turning down the collaboration when you're the one that requested it? Please just go through the proposal first, and then you can give me an answer. I already went through your proposal, and you, sorry. So now I want to ask you, do you still not want to spend a single second with me? And he walks up to her and says, sorry, this is just how I do things. Clearly, you can reject me if you like. And with that, he kisses Ari, pulls back.
Bro, this guy needs to be arrested. Like, what's going on?
They stare at each other, but I guess she likes it. Because she starts making out with him.
Because she wants the collaboration, right?
Meanwhile, Tay, the lawyer husband, gets a call to come to the plastic surgery office ASAP. The man in the club is now dead. And so many of them have just become murderers. And that is where I leave you with part 2. See?
Okay.
Okay, do you guys want me to do a part 3? I did read the synopsis for the next part. My only qualm about it is I felt like it's so fun to watch because it's filmed in a fast-paced manner and everything is glitzy, glamour. There's a lot of visual stimuli. However, I think the character development is just not hitting the points that I like. But maybe that's the point. Maybe I'm not supposed to like really any of them because they're all vapid influencers, right? It's hard for me to see them as real people. Like Angela is just like dumb. I can't rewear this outfit. Of course I have to do sex work, even though I'm religious, because I can't, like, what about I have to have a bag in every color? Like it's very I'm like, there's no way.
It's not real.
Yeah. And then like they're going out of their way to ruin their own lives because they're that jealous of Ari.
Yeah.
It just feels very, I don't know. It just doesn't feel that the most complicated thing in this show is like, what the fuck happened between Sarah and June?
Yeah. And maybe there's not much.
Yeah.
Maybe they just dated and then she's like,
yeah,
whatever.
But other than that, and then like the lawyer husband is just straight evil attorney vibes. All of them are just like vapid influencer vibes. Ari is just like chronic main character. I do like Ari, don't get me wrong. I like her as a character, but it is like very main character in the sense that like, I don't know how she got here.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, main character plucked out of small town, goes into the Fae world, has superpowers, and you're like, how did this human out of all the humans? It's just like so random.
Yeah.
You know, like what happened there?
Yeah.
So let me know if you guys want a part 3. Maybe I can like speed round it just so we can get some closure.
Yeah, we need closure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a speed round of part 3 on Monday, and that one's gonna be like super speed round. And then afterwards, we're doing a book. I'm trying to do Hunger Games because I know the movie just came out.
Like the OG?
No, Song of Ballad and Birds or whatever.
So the new movie, you're gonna do the book version.
Yes, because bro, movies are never as good as the books. Ever.
Yeah. Do people like the movie?
People seem okay with it, except someone did say, why the f*** are they singing nonstop?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's it. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.